See, being on you understand that? Well, like I'm saying, when you can't, just like I've been, Paris, Beirut, I've been Iraq, Iran, Ukraine, I speak very, very fluent Spanish. Okay, we're winding down. Don't you worry about a thing. Stevie Wonder, I just wanted to pop on it. Cheryl Parks, the curator of the Shy Girls Masterminds. And I wanted to tell you, I hope you are having a fantastic day. It is the second day of February 2021. Do you believe it? We are done with 2020. It's now the second day of February. I don't know what happened in January. All right. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Parks. I'm the curator of Shy Girls Masterminds. I was known as the shyest girl in the room, literally did not want to ring the bell on the bus. To get off the bus in my high school years, I just ride along with the next person, get off with them, and walk back to my destination. It's crazy. Okay. So we're not going to spend too much time there. I am popping in to give you 3 things about you as being a shy girl and an introvert that have lots of currency out there right now. Lots of currency in the business place, in your career, in your job, in your relationship, etc. So let's jump into it. But first, before I do that, I'm going to mention the style I'm going to use. Some of you may know what it is and some may not. So I'm going to let you in on a secret. So anytime I am proposing something to someone or I am giving them an outline or giving them any kind of a teaching, I go with the tell them what you're going to tell them, tell them, tell them what you told them. Okay. So that's my little 3-parter. It's easy to remember. So first and foremost, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And that is, I'm going to tell you 3 things that have currency out in this world right now, in this economy, that you can use to your advantage if you simply change your mindset a little bit about it. And you'll know what those are in a minute. Now I'm going to tell you. Okay, the 3 things are, first and foremost, shy girls and introverts tend to be high observation, in high observation mode. So if there is a such thing as a red flag for being an observer, we are it. Okay. So the second thing, I'm going to tell you all 3 of them, and I'm going to go back and go into more detail. The second thing is that we think before we speak, right? How many of us have been sitting somewhere and you're like, oh, I have this great idea. I want to ask a question. But you're like, okay, let me figure out if that's what we're talking about. Does this question take us off track? Okay, so that's number 2. We think before we speak. And the third thing is our brains are working at lightning speed all the time. And you know why that is? Because a lot of times your mind is telling you, don't say it, don't put your hand up, don't do it. That's not what they're talking about. They're going to laugh at you, whatever the case may be. I've had those thoughts in my head. So at the end of the day, let's dive in a little deeper. Okay, so those are the 3 things. So first and foremost, being an observer right now and understanding relationships, the people in the Zoom room, and understanding the players is at a high. Okay, and the reason for that is trust. Trust and confidence are underlying factors that we all have to have. We have to have it because we have to trust each other that we're taking care of each other, that you won't expose me to something that I don't want, that you are in fact wearing a mask and using good hygiene. So those are very basic things that we used to just kind of ride by, because now I want to know if I can trust you to keep a secret or to do what you say you're going to do. Well, now we're back to we've got to trust each other at a safety level. Okay. So being an observer is a great thing. Take pride in the fact that you observe the players in the room and you get to know who they are before you jump into conversations. So you don't have to keep rethinking that, like I'm just sitting here observing, because you're actually using a highly valuable skill set and being able to digest it as well. Number two is we think before we speak. Typically, shy girls, introverts, etc., we are thinking people. We are probably going to think about something a bunch of different ways. I think my grandmother used to say 4 ways from Sunday. I think that was it. We're going to think about things a lot of different ways before we dive in with our part in the conversation. So we think before we speak. So these are good things. These are very, very good traits to have. They have high currency in the marketplace right now. It's just a matter of what you do with them. Number 3, our thoughts are at lightning speed, okay? Here's the little adjustment I'm going to suggest. Our thoughts are at lightning speed about why we shouldn't say what we want to say. We probably should look at it and say, for all the thoughts that I think that let me know what I shouldn't say, let me have a solution in there that tells me what I should say. So you're in an hour meeting. You can give yourself a goal that you're in a meeting with your coworkers. You can give yourself a goal that says, listen, I am going to allow my mind to work at lightning speed. But when this subject comes up, because I know what we're going to be talking about in the meeting, I want to be able to interject one thing, and I'm not going to talk myself out of it, right? I'm not going to allow myself to say, oh, that's not that important. They already know that. I'm actually going to go ahead and say it out loud. And here's the thing about it. If you give some context, this is my runway, okay? So I use it runway. If I give some context to what I'm going to say, it helps people understand why I think the way I think, or why I'm thinking the thought that I'm sharing with them. So for example, you know what? You mentioned that we were going to work on this project with a deadline of the end of February. And I thought I'd mentioned that there are 2 people that are going to be on vacation before the end of the month. So I'm wondering if we could push the date out to March 15th. All of a sudden, they understand why you're saying it, as opposed to you simply coming in and saying, can we move the date to March 15th? Which a lot of times happens because I get all excited and I feel like I just need to jump in with my topic or my comment or my question. And they don't understand where I'm coming from with the topic. So that was a really basic way to say that particular topic, that particular point. But I think you all know what I mean. Like, let's stop talking ourselves out of actually saying what we have to say. Remember, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. That's a super simple, easy way to start to kind of get really comfortable and confident with the way you deliver your information. And then you can also use my little runway trick, which is giving myself a runway by providing a little bit of context of why it is I'm going to share with someone the comment or the suggestion. Some of you are way past this, others are not. So I'm just throwing it out there. Take from it whatever you can. I hope there's some little nugget in there that helps you. I just wanted to pop on. I hope everyone is being safe, staying warm, and I'll be on again soon. Okay, it's Cheryl Parks. I'm the sales growth coach, also known as the shyest girl in the room. And I really, really appreciate you being here in the Shy Girls Masterminds group. If you want to leave a comment, you want to share a comment, you want to go live, let me know. We'll figure out how you can do it. This is your sandbox. We can make it whatever we want it to be. Okay. All right. God bless. Stay safe, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.